I can hear you just fine.
Ooh, I'm using my new headset with the new mic. I haven't tested it yet, so this is awesome.
Yeah, I just bought a new one myself. I spent $65 on.
Yeah, I think mine was 70, something like. I got the gold PlayStation one.
Oh, you're lucky.
Well, what did you get?
I bought this. It's like a legit microphone. It's not a headset.
Oh,
It's a bay. It's like a bay ringer. It's whoops. It doesn't have a stand. That's for sure. I'm using a baseball to hold it up.
oh, you need a stand. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a German brand, but it works really
Hmm.
good.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's called a bay ringer. It's got a very weird spelling. And then
Awesome.
it's C-1U. So uh,
Woohoo!
I hope I sound a lot more clear and crisp than I did last year.
I don't, you know what? I don't even remember last year.
I
So
played
much
this
has happened between now and then.
I played the stream back myself last year, and like you could barely even hear me talking.
Oh, wow. Well, hello to everybody. Can everybody hear us? Are you online?
Let's see. Let me refresh the
If
chat.
everybody, if we're
Oh
online and you guys
wow.
can hear us, hello
Okay.
everybody.
All right. A lot of people that come in so far today have just been lounging out and just
Well, that's
watching.
what Saturdays are for.
Yep.
Awesome.
This
Yay! I'm so excited with this new headset. Holy crap.
Yeah, you're sounding really good, and the fact that you're actually not congested this time is
I know,
even
right?
better. I was
Yay!
so worried over the past couple of weeks I was gonna get sick too. Like, oh my
Mm,
god, extra life's coming. Poof, I'm gonna get sick.
Murphy's Law. Yeah, yeah.
But
So
yeah,
what have you been
appreciate.
playing today? I saw that you were playing Super Mario World. That was awesome.
Yeah, well, I was doing a randomizer of the game, and what I did was somebody made a website where you take a ROM of the game, and you can choose how you want to randomize it, like change the order of the stages, put a lot more enemies in the way, and change some of the physics of the game. So I was just messing around with it, because
Yeah.
randomizers can be pretty fun. It changes the way the game is meant to be played. So yeah, I was just doing that for a little bit because the one game I played, I stopped at about 325 or so, or I came back at like 325 after it took a few minutes after the first game I played. Um, and then I'm like, you know what? Erin's gonna come on soon. Let me just do something smaller. I didn't want to get into another big game and only play for like a half an hour. So I figured let me do something smaller. So
Cool.
that's what I did. And then
Awesome.
after you come on, then I have Sarah coming on right after you.
Awesome.
So I get a double dose of you guys right away.
Woohoo!
So she'll be on at 5:30. So we have at least an hour and a half, or as long as you are willing to go.
Cool.
The fact that you came at all again, as I said last year, I appreciate it.
No
So
worries. Happy to support. It's awesome that you're raising funds for the children.
yep,
Healing kids is awesome,
this is my third year doing it. So
and it gets bigger every year.
I hope so, at least. I always try
Yeah.
to push. I always try to push further. Before I get into our main discussion, of course, again, I'm going to run through the ways to donate. Um, on the Twitch screen, underneath the player, you see the Extra Life box. You click the image there; it'll take you to the Extra Life page. That's my donation page. You can choose any amount that's listed there on the page, or use your own. Put in your own amount. If you leave a donation, if you want to leave your name or a username you want me to refer to you as, I'm giving shout outs all day, all throughout the stream. And if you don't want to donate and you feel like drawing a fan art picture, doesn't matter how quality it is. It could be a sketch, it could be a
Yay,
colored
fan
drawing.
art! I
Um,
love fan art.
if you want to draw a picture and you want to send it in to me, my Facebook and Twitter links are also there on the page, on the Twitch page under the player. Again, I'm offering shoutouts for that, and for every piece of fan art that is sent to me, I'm offering $1 to the charity myself per picture. So
Woohoo!
if you don't have money or you'd rather draw a picture, send it to me. It's like donating without actually donating. I'm accepting fan art of any character from any video game that I'll be playing throughout the stream. Any character you'd want to draw that Erin has voiced over the years, same as Sarah, any character she has voiced over the years. I posted some. Examples in my Facebook event page, so you have an idea of what I'm accepting. With your image, if you do draw a picture, just put somewhere on the picture "Extra Life 2016" and send it to me. So those are your donation options. Anything is appreciated. You don't have to go crazy. I got a $25 donation this morning before I even went to bed, so I started today with a $30. So
Nice.
we're looking to make as much money as possible. I might be on a web show later tonight.
Mhm.
If I am, that's going to be great. If I am, we'll be moving over to his YouTube channel for that. Um, we'll be talking later on video games, wrestling, and pretty much anything. Pretty much anything goes. Later on, that'll be probably around midnight if we do it.
That's
So,
awesome.
I'm happy to have you. And
Thank you.
today I said today we would talk if you would like about maybe some of the behind the scenes process about how you made your ebook, uh,
Oh, oh
some of your
yeah.
experiences with writing it, how the feedback has been, as well as your experiences recently with streaming on Twitch. I noticed you've been doing a lot of Overwatch and Final Fantasy,
Yep, that's
and
so true.
I'll admit that's something I never expected out of you.
Me neither. You didn't expect it. I didn't expect it.
So I'm
So,
curious. So let's start with that topic since I just went right into it.
um,
How did you come about deciding to stream those games on Twitch?
well, first of all, the fact that I'm even playing a first-person shooter is beyond me. I literally work was pretty slow this year. It's been a slower year for me, which is nice because I had like a 5 year of craziness. And so I was like, I have a lot more free time, and that part of that free time is why I was able to write the ebook because I had that time. And people keep asking me on a daily basis, how do I get into voice acting? And that's not an easy question to answer. That's a really long and detailed response if somebody's actually serious. A lot of people aren't really that serious and don't want the response. So I wrote that ebook as a kind of like a really loving, in-depth response to the question, "How do I become a voice actor?" And so I spent all of I don't know, I think it was 3 4 months writing it, rewriting it, editing it. I had a lot of help from America Young and Lawrence Maldonado. They were really key in helping me get it to where it is now. And then all of my friends were awesome at volunteering to do conversations with me for the audiobook because someone tweeted at me, "Oh, you're going to do an ebook, but you have to do an audiobook. You're a voice actor. How do you not have an audiobook version of your ebook?" I'm like, "Oh, that's a good point." So I decided I'll do an audiobook, but I thought it would be really boring if it was just me reading my own audiobook. It just felt very narcissistic. So I'm like, let's make it more interesting. And then after every chapter, one of my close friends who are professionals in this industry sit with me and we have a chat about whatever that chapter was about, and we get about 15 different professionals perspectives on the industry. And I'm so proud of the audiobook. I mean, everybody volunteered their time and they were super sweet and kind, and the conversations are so uplifting and so informative, and a lot of good life advice. I was really grateful for that. So I was really happy when I did all of that. That cleaned up about 6 months of something to do with my free time. And then once it was done and launched, I'm like, oh no, now what do I do? And Overwatch had just come out, and people were tweeting so much about it, and the art was so gorgeous. And I'm a sucker for cartoons. I like animated cartoon kind of anything that's cartoony. I like to play. Like Final Fantasy VII was my all-time favorite game for years. I like anything that's really stylized, like obviously Dragon's Crown and Fat Princess Adventures is super cartoony and ridiculous. I love that game. So Overwatch I was attracted to from because of the animation, and of course all my friends are in it. That helps, but it was the animation that made me download it, and I thought, oh, there's no way I'm going to be able to play a first person shooter because first person shooter perspective makes me nauseous because I'm used to like RPGs where it's, you know, God, I have the God perspective and I can see the whole world and the map and everything very clearly. My head works like that because I was brought up on ColecoVision, not on FPSs. And Nintendo, I like the Nintendo like sides 2D side screen. Wee, that's very easy. So I started playing it, and my favorite cartoony game is Fat Princess Adventures right now. I freaking love Fat Princess Adventures. Um, so when I started playing Overwatch, I started with Zenyatta, and that answers the question who my favorite character to play as is Zenyatta, because Zenyatta was calm. He doesn't bop around. He isn't like a drunk. I don't feel drunk when I'm playing him. He doesn't go all over the place. He's very smooth, and he says such encouraging things. So for somebody who sucked at first-person shooters and the whole thumb controller for the view, like it took me forever for my thumbs to work so I could see. I was looking at the floor or the sky because I couldn't figure out how to look at things and shoot them. It drove me nuts. But Zenyatta was always so encouraging. Every time I died and reincarnated, so I was playing as Zenyatta, and of course Danielle McCrae was playing, and she's a friend of mine, so we were playing together. And Danielle is so supportive and kind and loving. She has the biggest heart, so she was a great person to play with because you had the patience of a of a really nice therapist. She has that kind of patience. So she was like kind of coaching me through, and then through her, I made friends with some of her squad people, and I met Sonic Man, who became my Shifu for Overwatch, and he was super patient and took me into practice rooms and taught me how to do first-person shooter with Zenyatta a little bit better. So I think I have like 100 and something hours logged in with Overwatch, and about 40 of those hours are me playing Zenyatta. The rest is split pretty evenly with Junkrat, Lucio, and Diva right now. Although because of the Halloween brawl, I've gotten much better with Ana and Soldier 76, and even McCree, who I never thought I would ever get better at because all the shooting, and I'm not good with those. What are they called? The characters that offense characters, the ones that run ahead and do all the murdering. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
I
like
just
the
want to
like the
heal.
aggressive style characters.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm definitely. I mean, being really crap at shooting, I don't want to be out front trying to shoot where people would be pissed off that I suck for the kids.
Well,
Yeah. So I started playing Overwatch, and then because PlayStation 4 has this new you can just stream from your PlayStation 4, I'm like, screw it, I'll create a Twitch channel too. So I created a Twitch channel and I started streaming my gameplay. And I stream Overwatch usually in the evening, Los Angeles time, and I stream Final Fantasy VII usually during the day for my UK fans and friends who tune in because it's nighttime for them, it's daytime for us, so that I can hang out with because I got lots of cool, awesome people to hang out with online from the UK, and I like to be able to facilitate that. So I have a team of people who hang out with me for Final Fantasy VII, and then a whole other team of people who hang out when we play Overwatch. Sometimes I stream Pet Princess Adventures because it's awesome, and sometimes even Danielle and I, because we're both in Skullgirls, we've streamed when Overwatch goes down, we go to Skullgirls as our alternate stream. When Overwatch has got technical difficulties, that's what we do. But we are seriously addicted to Overwatch. It's a problem. There should probably be a 12-step group or something.
so do you think?
And I heard a lot
So,
of that, yeah.
so do you think you'll ever give the new character Sombra a try?
I will give her a try, but I find that until I don't really, because I get terrified of sucking at a character in team gameplay because I don't want to let the team down. I'm a team player. I'm all about getting that objective done, right? So I'll do it maybe if there's a brawl that includes her so that I can get better at her. Like with the Farah, I love the Farah Mercy brawl because I suck at both of those characters, but because it's an even playing field, because everyone's playing those characters, it's a great opportunity to get better at them. So the brawls are really helpful for me to improve on characters that I don't play. But yeah, I'd like to try Sombra because I feel like she has the potential of being a big troll with all the hacking. It sounds like she really is debilitating with her hacking abilities. That's the word from what I've been getting from people who've been trying her at BlizzCon right now.
I see. So streaming was something that you just decided to do on your own in your spare time. You
Yeah, well,
figured,
I have all this spare time this year, so I'm like, screw it. I'm playing video games and I'm going to stream it because streaming it makes it feel like maybe I'm doing something work related. So I'm like, oh, it's kind of a write off, right? Like it's related. It's research and development. This is research and development for what I do for a living. So that's my excuse that I've given myself in my head just to justify all the extra game playing that I'm doing. That's literally all it is.
well, and you're giving your fans something to enjoy as well. So
Yeah, it's weird. The word fans doesn't really fit anymore. When you're hanging out with people while playing games, I mean, I don't know anybody's real name because everybody's using, the fake name. So it's all these weird names that have become they're more people are more familiar than just being fans, but they're not people that I know. They're complete strangers, so I can't quite call them friends, but it's it's that middle ground. It's really a weird middle ground. I wish there was another word for it. Yeah, like I just think like squad, online family. I don't know, something. Hi, everybody on the stream. Anybody who's joined in? Hello, my name is Erin.
well, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself at least for the streaming. And are
Yeah,
you
it's fun. Yeah, it really is. I'm glad you're streaming and stuff. So that's how I learn about things for sure.
right? I mean, I don't do it as often as I'd like. I tried.
Yeah, real life gets in the way.
Well, I tried building a team, a streaming team, which is why I'm using my Twitch channel, Kurosa. And originally it was just me and my friend Sean who helped me last year with the gathering all those questions that he
Oh
sent me
yeah.
on Facebook, or not Facebook, here on Skype. And then he got a job, and then real life got in the way, and he moved back home, and his internet is crap where he lives.
Oh, that's the
So
worst.
so he dropped out, and I'm just by myself. I'm like, great. I'm like, team. There's no team anymore.
Oh, I know.
I
I'm a team player
I
too. I like
still
I like having a team.
like I still have plans to try to get people interested enough to join, so that I could have people streaming. I wouldn't say 24/7, but multiple times a day.
That would be fun.
There's a group on YouTube and on Twitch. I'm a big fan of. They're called Vine Sauce, and the guy I look up to the most when I decided to try to do something similar. His name is Vinny, and he does this, and he streams every day for about 5, 6, 7 hours a day, and he'll go until like 3, 4 in the morning, and he
Good
always
for
has
him.
hundreds of people watching. It's insane. Not to mention
That's
he's pretty
awesome. The
funny too.
consistency makes a difference. Being able to be consistent is helpful, and I'm not consistent either. So I know that's because then people don't know when you're going to stream, and so they can't schedule their real life around it. If they know you're going to be on 6, 7 hours, and they know that they come home from work and they'll figure it out. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, now that I have my new mic and I sound a heck of a lot better on the internet compared to last year,
Right.
I'm planning on maybe doing streams again more often,
Cool.
especially when I get new games and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be going today until 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I have the clock going. I
Wow.
got the clock going back at 2 a.m., so I get to relive the 1 o'clock hour twice.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
So I'm glad you're enjoying it. So after you eventually get tired of Overwatch, if that ever happens, and you finish Final Fantasy VII, are there like any other games you plan on streaming?
I plan on nothing. I am going with the flow with all of this. I think Overwatch is something that I'll be doing for a ridiculously long time. I feel like I'm in for the long haul with Overwatch. But I can't tell you. Hi, Sean. Hi, Sean. There's my Twitch stream, guys, just in case I ever stream. Um, I don't know. I don't know what it really depends on if something catches my fancy, and I can't predict. I'm definitely not streaming to stream. I'm definitely streaming just as a byproduct of me finding something fun to play with and just wanting to hang out with a crew of people online and have some fun. Because it's less lonely playing via stream. It's way more fun.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've had a couple guys. I was just playing a game on my Xbox called Killer Instinct. It's a fighting game, and it's been around since the '90s. And I'm really glad Microsoft decided to remake the game back in 2013.
Oh
And
yeah.
I've been having fun with that, and I've actually gotten some fight requests earlier today. Um, it was pretty interesting. I had some fun. Having fun so far. So
That's awesome.
having people around, it makes. I guess you could say it gives you some source or some feel of accomplishment. Like you're making a difference in someone else's life somehow.
Yeah, I do think community is a really big deal, and that's why I love Blizzard as a company because I think that they help foster the sense of community online, and I think Blizzard games attract a really nice, a good community of humans. Like I love Overwatch because I find that not all the incredibly aggressive people play Overwatch. Like it's a pretty much people like me can play Overwatch. People who are not aggressive. Like my favorite in Overwatch is meeting a team of people in skirmish and having a dance party. And even better one up is being in the middle of a match and having a dance party with the other team. Just randomly. Like that's how I know I'm like these are good people. These are such good people. Let's dance party. I love this. It makes my heart so happy.
I played the demo or the open beta for Overwatch when it was around for a week before the game actually came out. I played the
That's funny.
I played the
Sorry, I
beta.
was just
I
reading
played
what
the beta.
Adachi Cabbage wrote. The irony of Lonely Heart talking about being lonely while playing games. I didn't think of that, but it's so true. And is it not perfect that I have a PlayStation, guys? Like, I feel like when they cast me as Noir, the whole last station thing, I'm like, oh, thank God. There's no way I could have been Lean Box. There's just no way. It would have been wrong.
Have you actually seen what she actually looks like in the new game? Noir's character. I actually really
Are
like
you
this
talking about
design.
the zombie one?
Uh, the were for Cyber Dimension Neptunia, which is going to come out in Japan later, early next year, I believe.
Oh no,
She
I haven't seen it, no.
she's going to play the role of a Dark Knight in the
Oh, that's
game,
awesome.
and her outfit just looks so amazing.
Get the picture. Show me. I want to see. I want to see.
Yeah, I think. I think I
Okay,
saved it. I'm pretty sure I might have saved it, or our page might have posted it. Let me see if I could find it real quick. Just scroll down
Oh
here.
yeah, Sanjiko. That is my video game card. Those are the characters that I play in video games. Not all of them, but some of my more recognizable ones. I have a lot more I need to add in the last couple of years that I haven't been added yet. But I'm in the process of working with someone to make a new one, a new card. It's hard to keep up with all video games. Have a lot. I work a lot in video games, so hi everybody,
Uh,
everybody in the stream. If you have any questions, feel free to type them. I'm happy to answer any questions.
I'm trying to
While
find this
find
picture. I
that
want to
picture.
tweet it to you so you
Yeah.
can look at it. Personally, I really love this outfit they gave her
Okay.
in this new game, and I honestly can't wait for the English release to come this way.
Yeah, hopefully. I haven't heard anything from them in a while, so it's the longest it's ever gone without a recording a
Well, the
HD.
new game, Super Dimension, not Super Dimension. Was it Super Dimension? The one with
I don't remember.
the one with the
I can't
Sega
keep
Hard Girls. They didn't put Noir in the game.
Oh, okay.
It was only the Planetoon and Sega characters because it was a Sega
Oh,
crossover
that
game.
makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, I don't have that game yet, and because it doesn't feel like a full game without having all of the characters.
I wonder if that impacted sales. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it just felt kind of empty. I'm like, I'm really not into this game at all. All
Wow.
right,
Yeah.
so
But it's like having a family and then leaving out family members. It would be like having Scooby Doo, something Scooby Doo related, but only having, Fred and Velma. Like, what? Why you only do. Where's everybody else?
I'm gonna Twitter message you the link to this picture.
Okay.
So let me know if you can see it. I really, really like this picture.
Okay. I will be. My Twitter is at Erin Fitzgerald.
I'm not sure if everybody can see my whole screen or if it's just displaying my Skype, because I am switching back and forth
Oh,
across a couple.
wow. That's very nighty. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, she's gonna use bigger swords than what she normally uses, and she's
Hmm.
gonna use lances as well.
That's super exciting.
So I really that's probably my favorite design of the character so far,
Oh, that's
and
really cool. That's very cool.
that makes me really hyped for the game. I like really pretty much all the redesigns. All the characters in the game are getting a redesign.
Groovy. Oh, that'll be fun.
And it's going to be a PS4 game. So
Oh.
within the game, when you guys were doing the recording for it, I don't remember within the lines. Maybe remember something called Four Goddesses Online being brought up. That's actually what that game is. It's actually being titled.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's actually being
I love the
titled.
continuity. That's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
it's being titled Cyber Dimension Neptune Four Goddesses Online. So
That's very cool.
personally, I can't wait for that game. But of course, out here we're gonna be waiting until like the end
Patient
of next year.
grasshoppers. They gotta localize. That takes a long time, and the writers are always rushed. You don't want to rush the writers. Give them time because when they take their time, it is funny as all get out. They're
Oh
so
yeah,
smart
oh yeah,
when they get
absolutely.
the time. Yeah.
I mean, trust me, I can wait. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd
It's
rather
worth
have
the
a
wait.
good
It's
product than a
all worth
broken
the wait.
product any day.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
so yeah, it's pretty fun. I've played the beta for Overwatch when it was out, the open beta before it actually came out, and
So fancy.
I couldn't get the hang of any of the characters for some reason.
Did you try Zenyatta? He was my in.
Yeah, I tried every single character, and the
Oh.
character I probably got the best feel for was Bastion, but
Oh.
because I believe, if I remember correctly, I believe he was the guy that you could turn into that tank that just sits in one spot and just
Mm-hmm.
shoots out those grenades.
Yep.
That's and plus he had that machine gun, I believe too, that machine gun
Yep.
turret.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I use him a lot because he had like powerhouse. I feel like he had like a lot of power,
You
but
know
he was
what? I,
slower.
I feel like Junkrat is a good alt to Bastion because Junkrat has all those grenades and bombs, and I love Junkrat because I can be insane. Like it feels like playing the Joker. Like just he's just cuckoo, but he gets a lot of damage in, and I really enjoy Junkrat for the destructive. Like when I feel destructive, Junkrat's who I play.
I've also tried my second go to at the time was Soldier 76, only
Oh,
because
played by Fred Tatasciore.
he felt to me like the most well rounded character, like a character you would play in any shooter. He had the
Yeah,
automatic, the assault
he's like a
rifle, and
lead game.
grenades.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But
he felt
I think
normal to me.
him and Anna are like the mom and dad of Overwatch, and both of them have. Because Anna's the sniper version of Soldier 76. I feel like they're the perfect couple.
Right. I mean,
Yeah, but
I tried Widowmaker too because of her sniping aspect.
yeah,
Because
Danielle's very good with
I
Widowmaker.
am terrible at
I
first
can't
person
do
shooters.
Widowmaker either, and I thought I'd be an excellent sniper because when I play paintball, I am a sniper. I'm a brilliant sniper when I play paintball, but on video games, I'm a terrible sniper. So apparently that skill doesn't translate.
When it comes to first person shooters, I'm practically terrible at all of them.
I'm a
Um,
great healer. I am very good at Zenyatta and Lucio. Like I love Lucio. Lucio is super fun. I got into him. Uh, oh God, default. That's a mean question. There's been like 13 games. I don't even know if I remember. Like they all bleed into each other, and it's like Doctor Who episodes. They go all over into multiple universes. I don't necessarily think that when I think of my recording time that they are separate. I think it's I've squished them all together into one giant mega game. Like, I don't know where one ends and the other begins. The only separate one that I can think of is the zombies one, because that was very specific, because there were zombies. But the other ones, there were so many multiple personalities and multiple dimensions, and I honestly can't tell one from the other based on my recording experience. Because I haven't played any of them through, so as a support main, I support this message. Thanks. So I don't know. I don't know, Deep. Okay, 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 okay. Yes, I do have one. Okay, I picked it. It's Noir because they gave me a game. But then
Exactly.
when it to record, Melissa Fawn was so brilliant. She stole the game. She was genius. So I was like, this would have been my favorite game, but then Nep went in and stole it. Damn you, Nep, for being brilliantly funny. She was so funny, though. Such a good game.
See, in that game, her character kind of annoyed me because it made it sound like she was complaining about not being the main character half the time.
I know, but I thought it was funny.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, nothing, nothing
Yeah.
wrong with it. But I'm like, this is, you're not the
But I
main
was
character this
very
time.
excited when I walked up to the booth, and next to the booth was a big sign that said Noir. I'm like, oh, named after Noir. Oh, Noir would be so happy.
And I think her spin-off game actually did the. I don't know. I think it did the best out of all of them. To be honest,
Oh, really? I don't know. I
I
mean,
could be
I the
wrong
only
about
reason
that.
why
I
might know.
think it didn't do too well in Japan, if I remember correctly. I know a certain
I don't.
somebody I talked to would know more about
Oh,
that
I
than I
don't.
do.
Anybody online know? Because I don't know. I don't keep up with that. I don't keep up with that. Too much. Too much.
I just want them to slow down on those games because, like I might have mentioned this last year, they released 4 games last year and 3 of them so far this year. I kind of feel a little
Well, we
burned
haven't
out
just
on the
that
series.
you'll be fine. You're going to be waiting a while because I don't think I've gone in to record anything this year. So that means that there's going to be a good year of nothing. So
Because I know Blonde's game came out in, I believe, I think it was May. I got that one. Mega Dimension came out in February. I got that one. And then Super Dimension just came out last month, a few weeks ago. I am going to buy it, but I'm going to wait, a little while
I think the
longer.
last one I remember recording was the zombie one. I think that
Yeah,
was the last
yeah,
one I actually recorded.
that was Blonde's game, yeah.
Yeah, so that was a long time ago now. So it's been a while since I've gone in to record.
And so yeah, so things are hopefully slowing down with that series now. I just don't want people to get too burned out on it. Like I'm feeling a
No,
little
I
burned out
agree.
because
I agree.
then they're re-releasing the games on Steam, like in
Yeah,
between other releases. I'm like, too much, guys, too much.
it's so true. It's so true.
Especially
And
taxing
also
on the wallet.
no, oh my God, no, I totally agree, and it does feel a little bit greedy. I've never played StarCraft. I honestly, I have a hard time. Like, I don't play World of Warcraft, and I don't play Destiny because I don't like games that are always dark. You know, that are always like, that there's no light in them. I don't like being in the dark. I don't like playing in dark worlds. That doesn't interest me. I live in Los Angeles. I like light and sunlight, and that's why I like the animation in Overwatch because almost every map is super light except for obviously King's Row. But it's just been such an amazing game. So I know I haven't played StarCraft, and I don't play like the outer space games. Again, the darkness and stuff that doesn't attract me at all. But now that I've played a FPS, the door is open for me to try other FPSs. But I don't know. In real life, Sanjiko, yeah, I quote Overwatch constantly. But of course, that's not my game. But that's because I'm a fan.
Oh, hey Jack. I figured when I heard StarCraft, I'm
Oh,
like,
you're
I
so
think I know
cute.
who that is.
Well, everybody, Payouts needs some StarCraft friends, so you should all play StarCraft and play with him, because that would be awesome.
Yeah, he's from what I hear, he's pretty good at it. So,
Oh, he could teach you.
I
Teach
mean,
you.
I looked into StarCraft. It just doesn't look like my kind of game. Like
It's
for
so
me,
hard. Yeah.
I like RPGs, JRPGs. I like fighting games. I like shooters,
Yeah, you do.
action games. I mean, if you look at my event page, I got 2 shooters now on there. I got 2 fighting games. I got 3 if you want to count wrestling as a fighting game. Um,
Right.
even though it's classified as a sports game. I got one sports game. I'm supposed to play Madden football with my brother at some point today. This may be the year I finally beat him, but who knows?
Woohoo!
And then I got two super fun, cutesy Wii U games. I'm bringing back Super Mario Maker that I played last year, and
Nice.
I'm gonna play Yoshi's Woolly World. That game is absolutely adorable. It's probably it's probably the cutest game I've ever played, and I love Yoshi, and I like how they made everything look like a yarn aesthetic. Looks really nice the way they did it on the Wii
That's
U.
really cool.
So I brought I'm trying to bring some variety in, and I'm playing a game called Rare Replay later on, which has 30 different games on it. And out of those 30 games, I'm gonna pick about 4 to 6 of those games and play them for 30 minutes or so each. And a couple of those games are also shooting games, some retro games and stuff on there. So I think I got a well-rounded stream this year. So.
That's really awesome.
And last year, I had that Super Smash Brothers battle with my friend Sean, and we were going best 4 out of 7. I had him up 3 games to 1, and I choked. And he came back and won 3 straight and took the series on me. I was so
Wow.
mad. I literally broke my controller. Like legit, I was furious. I don't know why I got so mad. I was like, the first thing I could think of was to slam my controller on the floor and it broke. It's a good thing I didn't pay
That's
too much money for
wild. No, really, right?
it.
Exactly.
so, so let's get into the ebook if you're willing to talk about that.
Sure,
Um,
absolutely.
so you mentioned already about why you decided to make the ebook about you having so much more free time this year, and always hearing about getting asked how to become a voice actor and tips and everything. So, and the ebook pretty much embraces all of that.
It
And
does.
I
Yeah.
don't have an e-reader on my computer, and I don't really have knowledge on that kind of software. But I did find one, and it only had a 2 week free trial on it. So I only
You
got
should
to
be able to read it from the Gumroad website directly, though.
really because
Like, yeah, from the Gumroad, you just open it up in Gumroad. That's where, because that's the platform. And Gumroad, yeah, I believe that's what other people were telling me anyway.
oh, okay. Because when you gave me the link to get it, it downloaded all of them. It downloaded all the chapters to my hard drive, as well
Right.
as the audiobook chapters. So I'm like, okay, well I have Adobe e-reader, maybe that'll work. And for some reason it didn't. So I just went on
Huh.
Google and I downloaded the first e-reader I could find, and it did work.
Oh, because it worked in my iBooks on my Mac. For me, it opens in iBooks, and I also have on my devices the Gumroad app, and it opens up in those as well.
Right. Maybe
Um,
I'll try. Maybe on my phone. Maybe I could
yeah,
try it.
maybe your phone. Yeah,
Because I
try the
only got to
Gumroad
read
app.
about half of it. I got to about chapter 6, and I had to stop because my free trial ran out. I'm like, now what do I do? Well, I did go back and I did listen to the audiobook version, so I feel like I got a pretty
Oh, well,
good
then that
idea of it.
I feel like the audiobook version is a much more complete. I mean, especially if your goal isn't to become a voice actor. Like, if you're a voice actor, the ebook is important because of all the links. It's like a reference guide. I have so many links. It's chock-a-block filled with vetted links of how to get started and who to contact and all of that kind of stuff.
Right.
But if you're not a professional trying to be a professional, then the audiobook is more than adequate because it gives you all the information that I have in the book with obviously without the links, which is why when you buy the audiobook you get the ebook as well, so that you if you need the links you have the links, but if you don't want the links you can just stick to the audiobook.
Right. I mean, obviously voice acting I've said isn't for me, but because
Right.
I really do take an interest in it, from all the things you've taught me over the past couple of years, and stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
did read it, and I did read what I could, and I did listen to the audio. I found it
Okay.
pretty interesting, and I'm glad you did it. You know, and I'm
I'm really
hoping.
I'm really happy I did it too, because it just, now that's my answer when somebody asks me how do I get in. I suggest my ebook or my audiobook as my really full response. It's because then I know whether the person's serious or not. If they're serious, they're going to look into it, and then we can have another conversation afterwards. And if they're not serious, then they'll just move on and do something else. So it's been a really great way for me to answer a question quickly, and then if they really want the information, they'll get the information that they need.
Right.
So yeah, it was the best thing that I've ever done for myself. Now, it's not like I don't promote, I haven't marketed it, like I haven't, created ads and really gone. I mean, I've really only ever posted it on my social media and said, hey, every once in a while, hey, I wrote an ebook on voice acting, because I really just created it so I could answer that question. So it's not like I haven't been. I probably should market it at some point and do a proper launch of, like, to the public in the world. But I just it was that's not as important to me as just having it there for when people ask me that question. Hi, Hidden Squiddy. It's okay. It's all right here. You could probably watch it from the beginning. We just have been having a chat.
Right.
Nothing
Yeah, I'm
special.
gonna be uploading everything to my YouTube channel, like I did
Yay,
last year.
YouTube channel.
So I'm gonna begin doing that tomorrow. I think I'm gonna upload one game stream and the two I guess you can call these podcasts with you and Sarah. I'll be putting those up first.
Yay.
So you guys could share that if you want. When I upload it, I'll give you guys the video links to them because you are part of it. So it's only
Yay.
fair that I give all the recognition that you all deserve. So
That's awesome.
um, but yeah, so I hope the ebook and the audiobook that you did. I hope it's doing well for you with generating some extra financial help that you may possibly need. And
Well, when I first came out, it was very, yeah, it definitely helped the month it came out, but it's whittled off because I haven't been promoting it as much as I probably should have. But
right, I mean,
um,
I help when I can promoting it.
yeah, no, I appreciate it. So, and it really did help at the slowest time of the year for me. So I was really grateful for that as well. But mostly now it's all just more for the people who are looking for it. It's an answer to that question. And thank you for your support as Noir. That's funny. What was I
So
doing? I was doing something recently, and it reminded me of Noir. It was something I was doing something that required being a perfectionist and doing it perfectly, and all I kept thinking was Noir would be good at this. Noir would nail this. Isn't that funny? I feel like I'm a little low. I was out. I've been picketing this week because we're on strike with the video games, so my voice is very low because I've obviously been yelling at gaming companies. Let me see. I had an audition and it was pretty good. I know they're going to pick me because I was the best.
well, I would say that's pretty spot on for feeling a little
Low
tired
voice
in the
woman.
vocals.
Okay, good.
Um, yeah, that was honestly one area I wanted to avoid. I feel like the strike may be a sore spot for you guys right now,
No,
and
I don't feel bitter about it actually. I'm kind of happy about it because,
I mean, I want you guys to get what you want. What you
well,
guys
I don't
want.
even care whether we get what we want at this point, because the whole point was that when you negotiate a contract, you're going to give things up and you're going to negotiate somewhere in the middle. We're not striking because we're not getting what we want. We're striking because the other side won't even negotiate with us. That's why we're striking. We're striking because we've been told by 11 of these companies that the fans don't give a shit about the voices. They literally said that to our faces, that the voices aren't important. So we're kind of striking to be like, okay, why don't you find out? Let's find out for sure and for real. So I think I don't feel angry about it. I feel like it's a giant science experiment where we get to find out for real. Like, are we at the place where what we do for a living is valuable, or are we expendable, and are the companies right that we're totally worthless? I don't know. Let's find out. So I'm pretty happy about that. So, and I really like the fact that because we used to be two unions and the contracts used to compete against each other, SAG and AFTRA it was really, we couldn't negotiate a good contract because the other contract was always undercutting, and now we're unified. So we're all coming together as actors, protecting ourselves, and I'm proud of us. I'm really proud of us, and seriously, the picket lines are really fun. Hanging out with a bunch of voice actors is ridiculously fun, and I love them. And it's for a good cause because it's more for the future of this profession than anything else. Because those of us who are able to negotiate, we negotiate our contracts regardless, but we're fighting for the protection of people who are joining the union, who are just starting out, so that they are protected, so that they don't end up hurt and taken advantage of early in their career, so that they can have long-term careers. I mean, the whole point is that becomes a viable career, as opposed to the way that things are going with these companies, and even in some of the non-union universe, is that they keep devaluing voice actors so that people won't be able to do this as a full-time profession, which is ridiculous because it is a full-time profession. So yeah, I have no hard feelings about it. I think now that we're in motion and we're being very transparent with everything that's going on, I'm really proud of us, and I'm really proud of how we're handling it. And I do think it's cuckoo. I don't even know if it's the companies themselves. It seems that the 11 companies hired this lawyer guy, and this lawyer is just one of those guys who's like, we are going to give them nothing. And I'm like, wow, I wonder if this lawyer guy has talked them into all of this nonsense. I feel like maybe they got taken by this guy who wants to win really badly, but we'll see. We'll see. It's okay. Well, we don't need to be known by name payouts. It has nothing to do with being famous. None of us who choose voice acting for a living give a crap about whether or not we're popular. Our characters being popular, that's what we want. We want our characters to be known, but we don't have to personally be known. We're not fighting for credits, we're fighting for safety. Safety, and if a game is extremely successful, a bonus payment. The way they give bonuses to their inside their company for getting a job done early, or a job that gets very, very successful. They give bonuses within their company. So why not give, the 1% of, 1% of the profits, a bonus to the rest of us too. So it's okay. It is what it is. And of course, whether or not we get that isn't as important as let's talk about it. Let's negotiate what would be a middle ground. Let's have a conversation. And they just literally for 19 months sat across the table from the negotiators and wouldn't even have a conversation. So that's why we're striking. So I think that's a pretty, yeah, we've been using the hashtag performance matters, because it's not just voices, it's for mocap safety too. Because a lot of the motion cap, there's no stunt coordinators while they're doing stunts. There's nobody who's an actual stunt coordinator on set, which is insane to me that they've been getting away with that for 20 years. But it's time for this old contract, which is 20 years old, to get updated. Yeah. So that's that. Little information. I have no problems talking about it, and I certainly don't have any hard feelings talking about it, because I think it's a good thing. I think conversation and getting our butts off the couch and talking about what we need is important, because I think all of it, I think the whole planet, we're doing that as a planet right now. Everywhere, everybody's going, hey, wait a minute, something needs to shift and change. We don't know what it is, but we're gonna figure it out together. That's the community part, isn't it? Yeah. Always nice to meet you, Hidden Squiddy. Have a good day.
Take care there, bud.
Woo!
If you have any free time later, feel free to come on back. I'm on until 5 in the morning Eastern time.
There you go. And Sarah Williams will be here later too.
Yep, she'll be coming on in about a half an hour. But if we're still going, I could, we could keep going a little longer. 'Cause I told her probably around 6:37 I'd be ready, or 5:30,
Okay.
5:30 or 6. I told her I'd be ready. So, um, yeah, I mean, when I first heard the strike was finally official, I was a little upset about it. I remember I
Yeah.
was up north doing my job, and I had break time, and I went to Wendy's, and I was sitting down, and I got an alert on my phone for Facebook, and I looked at it, and it just like hit me like, damn. I'm like, I finally, it finally happened, and I've known about it for about a year and a half now through you, that there would be a possible strike happening.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this sucks. And I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I said, I hope they don't, I hope they don't lose, too much over this. I hope you guys will be
Well, it's
okay
only,
in the
and
end.
the good news though, it's not all game companies. It's
Right,
11 game companies. And the truth is, those of us who are working voice actors are still working with all the companies who are doing business the right way, who do care about our safety, who are transparent. Like these are all things that are already happening with other companies. Like working for Blizzard is a I love Blizzard. I can't speak highly enough about Blizzard and how they have been with actors. So, I mean, I don't know what it's like to be a programmer or a developer with Blizzard, but as a voice actor, they've really they're the creme de la creme right now for us. So there's lots of other places we can be working because I don't just do video games. I do cartoon voices. You know, a lot of people do, I don't do commercials, but a lot of other people do commercials and trailers. So there's other work for us. So we're not sitting at home totally unemployed. You know, you don't have to stress too much. Don't worry about our pocketbooks because we're doing this more. We'll figure, we'll get our rent paid. We'll do what, I mean, I can drive Uber. I have driven Uber this year to supplement income when things are slow. So, you got to be creative when you got to pay the bills. It's not that bad.
right. I mean, I just hope in the end, you know, at first I'm like, man, I said I hope this doesn't lead to early retirement for some of these guys. Maybe that was thinking a little too far into things, but I
No, I
hope.
mean, for anybody who's been working mainly with those companies, it's a shift. Like they have to shift. They have to go. I mean, there's a lot of people that I know that work specifically with WB. Like that's been their bread and butter. And the fact that they are standing strong with the strike, in spite of them not being able to work for the company they've been working for steadily for 2 years, that just goes to show you the solidarity of what's going on. And they're willing to go like, okay, I've got to do something else for the next little while. It is what it is, but it's worth it because it feels like the right thing to do.
I remember, man, when when the news first broke out about the strike, and I was reading a lot of comments on people's posts. I remember
Mm-hmm.
this one guy, I don't even remember his name, and I wouldn't mention it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
He said something about how you guys don't deserve anything, and
Mm-hmm.
it's you guys think you're so important or something like that. And he said
Mm.
you're all just B-listers trying to live in an A-listers world or something like that. I saw
Does he
that
even know what
comment.
that means?
I
Like, what does that mean? B-listers living in what does that even mean? That's fascinating to me because anybody who's chosen voice acting for a profession has purposely. It's a different animal being around voice actors. It's not like on-camera actors who are going for fame. Like most on-camera actors want to be famous. That's why they're not all of them, but most, they want to be a lead in a show and be well known and become famous. Whereas voice actors, we're happy to be anonymous for the rest of our lives. It's only this weird shift that fans have been seeking us out in the last 10 years. And all of a sudden, like when I started this career, I did not care. I did not think anybody would know who I was or what my name was. And I was okay with that. I don't care. I was happy because I mean, when I was a kid, I knew who the cartoon characters were, but I didn't know who the actors were. I didn't even think there were actors. So I was very happy with the idea of if my characters became really popular, that would be satisfaction enough. That would mean that I did my job well in a particular project. But then I learned very quickly that sometimes I'll fall in love with a character that never becomes popular. Like the project never became popular, never took off. So then the satisfaction becomes the work, which is very much like being in theater. Very rarely do you become a famous theater actor. When people who do theater are in love with the craft of acting, and those people who do voice acting specifically are a lot of them are theater actors. So already we don't have that ego that goes with we have to be famous. None of us are doing it to be famous. That's an illusion. It doesn't actually exist. All we want to do is act and pay our bills with the craft of acting. we just want to be professional actors. So anybody who doesn't understand that world, and so that individual who makes that comment, that makes sense from somebody outside of our universe. That means that to me that, oh, they're just ignorant of what it is that we're doing and who we are and what we do. So people can say stuff like that all the time, and it does. I don't take it personally. It doesn't offend me. It just says to me that that's someone who maybe is looking to get famous themselves, and really what he's stating the opinion about is his wish to become whatever it is that he thinks is a triple A, because I don't even know what that means anymore. That's been redefined in the last 2 years with media and how media has shifted. Like movie stars who never would have deemed doing a television series are now leads in TV series. Like everything is shifting dramatically. People on YouTube are more famous than people who have been doing feature films for 30 years. It's just a really weird period of time. So
It's
can't
actually
judge
been
it. It just is what it is.
it's actually been statistically proven too. Somebody posted, someone I follow on YouTube, he has Facebook. He posted a statistic graph, like a line graph of TV and satellite versus YouTube views,
Hmm.
and it's actually being statistically proven that YouTube is actually now getting more viewership than TV and cable
Yeah,
satellite providers are
we
these
don't have
days.
cable in my house. Everything is streaming. My husband spends all of his time on YouTube. My stepdaughter, all of her time. I'm not a YouTube watcher, so I'm more of a Netflix watcher. I spend all of my time on Netflix. I'm definitely a Nets and Twitch. I like Twitch. So,
Yeah, I mean
and
that's
I've
what
been
I do.
watching more Hitbox Live too lately. But I mean, again, the bottom line is the future is in streaming. So, I mean, we're doing it right now. We're streaming right now. This is where I think where people want to spend their time. There's a bigger sense of community this way. I think we're connected more, and everything is much more transparent now. Like where there used to be a big separation between people who did the work and the audience, and now we're all kind of coming together and we're talking about the work. I kind of like that. I kind of like the demystification. I like the demystification of the quote unquote celebrity, because that's a ridiculous, that word doesn't exist in my universe. Like I go to conventions, right, because I get invited to go to conventions as a guest, but it's not because I'm Erin Fitzgerald. It's because one of my characters resonates for the people at that particular convention, and then I'm meeting the fans of that character. So, like for example, Noir is who brought you and I together. So it was because you love Noir and I play Noir that you and I met. So, and we forged a friendship all because of a mutual admiration for the character Noir Blackheart. And I think that's the future. That's the cool part right there. You know what I mean?
And while back, when you first started, I may not have known your name and your
Right,
face at the time,
exactly.
but I knew your characters. I may not have known your name for about
Exactly.
12 years, but I
Exactly.
did know who you were, and like I said, I followed your career
I
for the
also
most
think that
part.
it's a compliment to me that you didn't know who I was. Like, that means I'm doing my job right. If I'm being my characters completely, you shouldn't recognize me. You should just believe in my characters. That's my own personal opinion on it as
Right.
a character actor.
I mean, it's just something that, like, if I know, like, if I really like the characters, I want to know at least the person's name and at least their face, so I could say,
Hmm.
oh, I know this person, and if someone asks who the voice, who the person behind the voice is, I could say it's this person.
Right,
But I
right.
mean, I don't have to go out of my way to know, who it
Yeah.
is. But now that we're in the age of the internet, where
Yep.
literally it's hard to hide anything these days,
So true.
it's
Everything is
it's bound
transparent.
it's bound to happen. I mean,
Yeah.
just recently, a new voice actress who started out, I believe, in 2014. Her name is Sarah Wiedenheft. Her name has just started popping up on a lot of Funimation anime dubs lately. And I
Hmm.
watched one show that she was in, and I heard her character's voice, and I instantly fell in love with her voice. So
Oh,
now I'm
that's
so now
sweet.
there's a couple other shows that I'm interested in that she happens to be in. So I'm gonna get to gauge her other characters, and then I could say, wow, I really like this person, and their voice, they do a really good job, like I have with you and Laura Bailey and a few other people that I follow and whose names I always look for on dubcasts for games and anime and stuff.
That's awesome.
So, and actually, this brings to a point. Last week, I was watching this YouTube video that Funimation shared on their Facebook page. It
Mm.
was a behind the scenes video. It was probably about 17 minutes long. They were
Mm.
dubbing an episode of Fairy Tale, anime Fairy
Okay.
Tale, and
Mm.
it was Jeremy Lee doing her character Lucy, and
Mhm.
they had dubbed this. They had dubbed that episode back in March, which was when the video was filmed, and they just
Mhm.
shared it like 6 months ago. And I'm watching this video, and I'm like, wow, so this is how it's actually done, or at least partially how it's done, at least for that character in that episode where they were playing the video. She was standing in the booth with the microphone, and they had a small TV in her room, and they played the episode in Japanese so she could at least visualize it, what's going on. And then the ADR director was telling her, giving her like pointers on how to do her lines, and she would do it. And if she had to do it over, it wasn't a big deal, and she would nail it on the second or third shot. And
Mm.
and it just in a way I kind of felt like I was actually in the room just watching the video. I was so fascinated by it.
Right. That's cool. That's really cool.
And I remember when I first signed up for that Nintendo Creators Program, and was given a licensing quote that I had to put on my videos when I do a Nintendo video now, and I
Mhm.
sat there for like a half an hour repeating this one line because I never liked how I said it. I was either forgetting a word or two, or stumbling over my own tongue, or just not
Mm.
liking how it sounded. And after
Yeah.
I finally got it the way I liked it, I remember I brought it. I remember I posted a comment to your Facebook page about it, and I and I told you about my experience just doing that one line over and over again. And I said, I have a newfound respect for you guys after trying to do something in my own voice similar to what you guys do
Right.
for on a daily
Yeah, and
basis.
that's just like the exercise I give in that the end of the first chapter or the prologue of my ebook. I give that exercise that's basically go and do this, and if you still wanted to pursue this as a career, read further. That's kind of like you totally had that experience. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, because I remember you replied back to me. I still remember what you said, and you said,
What did I say?
now imagine that you only get 2 tries to get it perfect." And when I read your
That's it.
comment, it just blew my mind. I'm like, that's crazy. No
And that's
offense,
what it
because I
is
know you can
with
do
all
it.
the hyperdimension Neptunia. All the hyperdimension Neptunia, the actors only get 1 or 2 takes because there's so much they got to get through, and they're on a limited budget. We
Right,
never get more than 2 takes. You're in, you're out.
right. So yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad you guys do what you do. I absolutely respect. I'll always respect everything you guys do.
Thank you.
Um,
Totally appreciate you.
I have. Look forward to. I always look forward to new characters and reoccurring characters you guys do, and
Oh, and if you guys, you should check it out. If you go to my YouTube channel, which I think is Erin Fitzgerald, my demos are there, and anything that's a video demo, Joe edited. He edited my demos together. My video game 2015 demo and my Japanese RPG and fighting game highlight reel. That was all Joe's editing, who I am super grateful to because I love them. They're very good.
right. And I still appreciate that you wrote me into the end of chapter 5 as a video editor.
I
Um,
did because you did such a great job.
yeah, I checked that Yahoo. I'm just still waiting for an opportunity. So I wasn't
Oh.
expecting anything to come of it, but I super appreciate it. I was actually going to bring that up, and I hope that.
Well, I kept thinking was because the book was meant for people who are just starting, they may not have anything to edit yet.
Right. Plus, I know my buddy Sean. If he ever gets into voice acting like he wants to, I know he's going to do all his own editing anyway because he loves to edit videos too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Edit video and audio. So I told him though, if he needs help, come to me. If you don't have time to do it yourself, or
Right.
if you do
Oh,
only
that
part
sucks.
of it and
Yeah,
can't finish it, I can.
you're
finish
really
it for you.
good. You're really good.
But
I really am very happy with what we did.
I really, I hope that they've been useful to you, especially the one that had to be approved by your agent. The
Oh
fact that
yeah, he was very pleased. Yeah.
the fact that I still got your agent's approval makes me happy because
Right.
when you told me that you had to get his approval, I'm like, uh oh. I'm like, I don't feel like I'm good enough anymore.
Oh, but
But it all worked out, and
it did.
when you gave me his seal of approval, I'm like, yes.
Yes.
So I'm glad
All
you
right.
came back to me after I tried putting that prototype together, and nothing came of that. Like you told me, you didn't really have a clear direction of how you wanted
Yeah.
the product to look, and then
Yeah.
about a year later, I just randomly received that message from you. I'm like, is she serious right now? She wants my
Yeah.
help.
Yep.
Like out of all of her fans, she remembered me. I'm like that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So
It was good. It was good. You are officially a professional editor.
well, it's because of you. I'll tell you this. I didn't tell you last year. It's because of you that I've decided to change my major in college, and I want to chase video production now. So
Oh, that's fantastic! Oh, you'll be great at that. You'll
I
be great at that.
I was originally planning to go into broadcasting, because I wanted to do
Mm,
do like maybe not play by play, but like be the color guy doing a baseball game, or
right, right,
something. Like the guy that plays off of the play by play announcer, and they're talking
right.
stats, or they're making jokes, or they're play arguing back and forth. I like stuff like that, but I'm like, you know what? I don't. After I did the thing for you, and at my YouTube channel, and I edit my own videos a lot. Maybe not to the degree that I did yours, but I'm like, you know what? I think video production will be the way to go for me,
That's awesome. I'm
because I
really
feel
happy
like
to
it'd be
hear
a
that.
lot easier,
That'll be great.
and in some cases, I think I could even do it from home. If a
Absolutely.
job would let me do work from home, I wouldn't even have to go to an office.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And plus, then I have my foot in the door with you because I've worked for you already.
Yes, you
So
have. I am a referral or
yeah,
a testimonial. I'm a testimonial.
I have your recommendation. So
Yeah. I
I
sure
know.
do.
Speaking of testimonials, I know you asked me for your testimonial for my testimonial for your ebook, and I never got back to you on that when I said I would.
Well, you never finished it. That makes sense.
Yeah, but I did read the audio version. I 100% recommend it. Anybody who's looking to get into the voice acting industry, hopefully you don't get scared by this strike. And
Well, that's just
I
part of
definitely
being
recommend
in
it.
a union. It's one of the positive things of being in a union. It lets you know that the union has our back. It protects us. It makes sure that what we do is safe and that we can survive off of the compensation. And it's actually a really great bonus to being a professional. It's a really good deal.
So
I'm proud of our union.
now that you have one ebook under your belt, and an audiobook technically too
Uh-oh.
under your belt, would you ever
Yes.
plan on writing or recording another one in the future? Like maybe
Oh,
a
I
children's
don't
book or something? No?
know.
No?
I don't. I'm gonna say I don't know because anything is possible with me, but I'd have to be inspired. Like I thought I would never write this ebook, but finally I got so tired of getting bombarded with that question, and it was like 1 week. It was a crazy week of like all these people asking me all at the same time, and a lot of them didn't feel like they were serious. And I was like, I'm getting tired of being asked this question. I'm like, do I have a sign on my head that says, "Ask me if you want to get into voice acting"? So that was the reason I ended up doing it. I was like, I just need to have an answer. And so I did it. And then I was like, I did not expect to do that. So anything is possible. I don't know. I could end up writing a book on how much I love Overwatch characters for all we know. So that could happen. Anything's possible. Yeah.
I mean, with me, I love writing game reviews because I feel like I'm good at it because I don't give into that biased nonsense. Kind of like some websites do. Like I know some of them, I hear they get paid for fake, false positive reviews and stuff.
Right.
Where I feel is I give my honest answer to a game I'm playing, but
Right.
I can't see myself ever making a book out of it because it's really not something you would make a book out of to begin with. But I just wish I always had a place besides, my Facebook page, to post them and to be more well known, as a more well not I wouldn't say well known, but more known as a of a viable, unbiased opinion when it comes to certain video games. Because you
Right.
hear on YouTube like, some of these people they get the sponsorship and they get the game maybe a week or two early before it actually comes out, and they're told to play it
Right.
and then review
Right.
it, and then they say there's some things that they're not allowed to say about the game. So
Yeah.
if you don't like it that as much, if there's things that you find wrong with it, some of them don't want you to mention any of that. I'm like, that's
Right.
that's not fair. So
Right.
if I go in and I play a game and I like it enough. I'm going to tell you I like it. But guess what? If I find flaws with your game, I'm going to tell you those. I'm going to tell everybody about those too.
Right.
And I feel like I'm pretty good at it. I just don't have the motivation to keep writing game reviews because I don't really have a place to post them other than my Facebook page.
Well, that's a good start, right? Isn't that
I mean, I do it
what
once
that?
in a while. I just wish I had more motivation to do it more often. But I got a couple of questions here from a few people that has sent them to me on Facebook. We can cover those real quick, if you wouldn't mind. If you still have
I
the
would be
time.
happy to.
Hopefully, I'm not keeping you too long. I know you said you have an
No,
event
you're
to
good.
attend
This will be
later.
perfect. This will be perfect.
All right. So I got a question from one of our page admins, Ross Bennett. He wants me to ask both you and Sarah, so I'm going to ask her the same question later.
Cool.
As soon as I can find this question. Okay, here we go.
Good luck.
He has. Oh, okay, here we go. He says, my question says, out of all the characters you've given a voice to, which one is your most relatable to you?
Yeah, Chie Satonaka is the one that feels like she's the closest personality wise to me. When I get excited, it sounds exactly like when Chie gets excited. When I get annoyed, it sounds exactly like when Chie gets annoyed. We're very she's the easiest character for me to slip into because she's the closest to my heart.
I'm just reading what my friend posted real quick. I heard every word you said, so
No worries.
it's I have another question here. As soon as the page loads, I have to find it. If anybody else wants to ask a question, now's the time to get your questions in. Um, okay, this question here says from Derek. I don't know if it's Hena or Hegna. I don't know if the G is silent or maybe the N is silent. I have no idea. Derek, I apologize for pronouncing your name wrong, bud. He asks. He says, "What has been your favorite character that you have voiced, and why?"
Okay, my favorite character that I've played, I have a bunch. I can't pick one. That would be like Sophie's choice. So I love being um, Abby Abominable and Spectra Vondergeist in Monster High. I love being Raven Queen in Ever After High. I'm in love with being Bo, who is a little robot in Ask the Storybots. Right now, she right now is dominating my heart. I love being Chie Satonaka, Ural from World of Warcraft. She was amazing, and I loved being her. Um, and of course Noir because I get to be so self-absorbed and awesome. I love. She's like such an actor's. She's like an actor. Noir is like being an actor. Like everything's got to be perfect, but also performance and like it just. I just Noir has got. She brings out a lot of joy in my heart. I really enjoyed being Ramlethal Valentine in Guilty Gear Zerd. I wish I could go back and play more of her a little bit. Yeah, I think those are the top. Being Sona, I liked being Sona in League of Legends. Janna was great too, but I liked Sona's really support quality. Um, Okay. Parasol. Oh, see, now I feel like I'm missing children when I'm like, oh, then I left out Parasol. Oh, that's terrible. How could I leave out Parasol from Skullgirls? What is wrong with me? I'm a terrible mother. Sorceress from Dragon's Crown. Loved being that character. She was. It's very hard to say that there was a character that I didn't fall madly in love with, and I'm absolutely adore. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Yes.
Right. Um. So let me just welcome my friend real quick. I'll be back in a second.
No problem. I'll answer Red Z's question in the meantime. I don't know what you mean by censorship during localization process, because I'm not a part of that process, so I don't know what gets censored. I know that I'm of the school where I think a localization should be a lot more Western in its style because it's being localized for the West, and I know a lot of the time that gets compromised because there are so many fans that know the original and they want it to stay true to the culture of the original, but to me that's defeating the purpose of being localized. So I like it when things get a little bit more westernized for the western sense of humor in the which I think they do brilliantly for Hyperdimension Neptunia. I think that localization is a mastering of that. I think there's a lot of stuff that comes that in America would be extremely racist, and that maybe another culture, depending on where it's coming from, they don't even understand because they don't have the history that America has, and things that I just don't think are appropriate. So yeah, I think that kind of stuff needs to get checked before it gets to this audience because it's inappropriate. Hypersexualization, anything pedophilic, that needs to be removed. Yes, because it's not. Maybe that goes in other countries, but here that's not so cool, man. Like, we're just not that country. We were about, free expression, freedom of speech, without encroaching or imposing on other people, without making anybody feel less than or taking advantage of others. I'm a Canadian in America, and I really love America. So I think that's my answer to that question. Yeah. That's a good question, though. I wish I knew more about exactly how much gets censored. That I don't know.
Just watch Ethan a quarter on the floor. Yeah, all right.
Anybody else on the stream have a question while we're waiting for Joe to get back?
I'm here in spirit.
Oh, he's here in spirit. There's humans in the background.
Okay. So I pretty much caught the majority of the answer to that question.
Cool.
Does anybody else have any more questions for her?
It's okay if you don't.
Yeah,
I feel like we've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, I've noticed we actually had a few less viewers than last year. Which,
well, there's BlizzCon. There's a lot of conventions happening this weekend. There's a lot of ground this weekend.
Yeah,
it's a very competitive weekend for people, for sure.
Right.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. Sanjiko says, nope, I'm tapped out.
Yeah, we went there. We got everything in there. We kind of preemptively answered questions. That's what we did.
Right. Well, I guess to close out this segment, I want to ask you: are you familiar with the product of Funko Pops, the little collectible figures?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. I heard they are making a Monster High series of those figures.
Oh, my character's not one of them. It's only
really?
They're doing Draculaura, Claudine, and Cleo. Just those three.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's sad. I was gonna get one of them just to support one of your characters at least.
Oh, you're lovely. No, you don't have to do it. It's because of the reboot. They got rid of most of the cast. In fact, they got rid of a lot of the cast. So So I wish this deal happened before the reboot, and then we would have gotten. I'm sure one of my characters would have been made. But now that with this new reboot, we haven't seen my characters for years now. So, thank you though. I appreciate your support.
So
you did get to make a Lonely Heart joke. Nice.
So as long as I know you mentioned that you don't mind, too much if you're not known for your characters, but I could say that if you have a friend in me, I'll make sure you're known for what you do.
Oh, thanks, Joe. I appreciate your support. I really do. You've been a terrific source of support for many years now. Thank you so much.
So, well, with that said, it's coming up around 5:30.
Time for my little sister, and also my arch nemesis in Skullgirls, and also my arch nemesis in League of Legends. Take your pick.
Right. All right. Well, she just messaged me, so I'm gonna take 5 minutes. I'm gonna take 5 minutes, talk to my bud real quick, and then I'll start with her. Just before I end, you guys, for those of you that are gonna stick around for part 2, with voice actress Sarah Williams. With her, since she is a wrestling fan, which is how I connected with her on Twitter. I live tweet with her pretty much on Monday nights and during the special events on Sundays when they happen a couple times a month. So that's how I connected with her, and I randomly called her out in a tweet just for the heck of it. Nothing bad, just to see if she would to respond to me, and she did. I'm like, this is awesome. So now I have a connection to her a little bit. So we're gonna talk a little wrestling with her.
Awesome.
We're gonna talk about video games again with her, some of her characters. If you guys have questions for her, you could start posting those up once we start, and we'll get into it. We'll get into it in about 5 minutes.
Awesome. Bye, everyone.
Well, Miss Erin, have a good night. I hope everything goes well with you and your event later on
You
tonight.
too. And the rest of your stream. Have a great time.
Yes, yes. Get those donations in, folks. Click that extra life image on the screen and post
For the children.
post whatever amount you feel like posting into the donations.
Yay.
Every amount counts, or you can draw some fan art if you so feel
Fan
like
art.
rather
Yay.
drawing art. And if there's any art for you, any of your characters, Miss Erin, I'll be sure to tweet them
I
out
would
to you.
appreciate that. Thank you.
So I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And as much as I would love to sit here and just talk to you forever, I got
You got to keep going. You've got a marathon. Keep
yeah,
it going.
I gotta
keep it
going.
alive.
But hey,
Take a break.
if whenever your event's over, I'm sure I'll still be live streaming. So if you're bored, come on back.
Okay,
I'd love to
sounds
have
good.
you. All right, man. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
All right.